I appreciate you coming. I know it's been a crazy time for you, and I know you haven't been talking to many people, but thanks for talking to our audience. First of all, let's talk about early voting, which you're in charge of. How do you feel it's been going? How has the tabulation been? And are you happy with the turnout, a number of people that return their ballots as quickly as they have?
It's been very significant, and so we've already signature verified about 1.5 million ballot packets. And once that's done, then it can go to ballot processing. It can go over to the board, who has been working rapidly on tabulation. And so far, so good. And we've seen a very healthy turnout so far, and I think that's true of today as well.
So in the drop that will happen at 8 o'clock, those are those early ballots. Now, I voted a week ago. Last Monday, I went to an early location at Paradise Valley Community College, and it was a seamless process. It went very well. People were very friendly. Will my vote from that long ago, because I got a notification saying it was received and accepted, will that be part of the original drop that happens at 8 o'clock?
It will. So you know that even though you went in person, you still had to put it in a white envelope. You had to sign that. You had to seal that. So that means our team had to signature verify that. We had to take those 2 pages out, make sure that they were authentic, make sure that they weren't damaged, and then send it over to the board for tabulation. And they have done that. So yes, Mike, your vote will be part of the initial returns at 8 p.m., which will probably include between 1.1 and 1.2 million voters.
Now, it says, I'm looking at some numbers from NBC News, and it said that of the 3.2 million early ballots that have been requested, about 2.3 million of them have been returned already. And so you're saying of that, about half of them, or a little more than half of them, have already been tabulated. When will the rest of those be tabulated?
Yeah, so I think those numbers are probably for Arizona-wide.
Yes.
We've already received back, like I said, about 1.5. We're going to probably add another 200 to 250,000 on Wednesday, and then the subsequent releases will include, as fast as we can do it, without cutting any corners, without compromising any integrity of the process, we will do it as fast as we can for Thursday and Friday.
So with the early voting returns, and I should have said these were the statewide numbers. I apologize, I didn't. I want to confuse anyone. But with the big returns in Maricopa County and more people dropping off early ballots, are you expecting that we are going to have less of an extended process in counting those late earlies?
We're still going. If we have close contests, then unfortunately this will not be decided on election night or on the next night. But for contests that have a little more margin, I think it is very possible that that is wrapped by Wednesday night. And then I think that by the weekend, the vast majority of contests will probably be called by the networks. Now, we know that in Arizona, you could have a statewide contest that comes down to fewer than 300 votes, and that means we're going to be dealing with the very last ballot, and that's going to include things that have had to be cured, your signature's been cured, things that have to be duplicated, and so that's going to really scrape the bottom of the barrel of the votes and will take us into Monday.
Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer is joining us, and I understand Election Day is handled by the Board of Supervisors, but the expectation...
But I've got some of them here.
Well, good. So then the expectation is, or when can we expect to start seeing Election Day numbers, the tabulation from the tabulation machines at the voting locations? When will those numbers begin to be released?
Yeah, so the board is rocking and rolling. They have already 106,000 check-ins as of this time period. They have 246 voting locations open, and only 4 have significant wait times right now. So we're encouraging people to go to locations.maricopa.vote. Now, after polls have closed at 7 p.m. and after the last voter has voted, then the workers can begin packing up all of the materials that will include the memory drives from the tabulators. But this year, which is new from previous years, they also have to hand count the number of green affidavit envelopes dropped off at every site. That's going to delay the process from previous years by about an hour to an hour and a half. So I think we'll start seeing results start coming in around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then throughout the evening as more and more of the trucks come in from the East Valley and the West Valley. and they'll keep doing that until the very last voting center is added. And so that's what's going to be happening after we do the 8 p.m. initial results.
So about 8 p.m., the initial results, about 1.5 million ballots will be dropped, and those numbers will be dropped. And then as the night goes on, they're going to trickle in. As far as turnout goes, based on the numbers you're seeing, what will the turnout be in Maricopa County, percentage of registered voters and ones that actually cast their vote?
Yeah, so that 8 p.m. number will have about 1.1 to 1.2, and then I think we'll probably add another 300,000 that will vote in person today. I think that we're going to be pushing up into the 2.1 million territory again. If we crack that, then we beat 2020, and we surpass 80% turnout in Maricopa County, which is not the highest Maricopa County has ever hit, but it's up there.
If you are going to the voting locations, if you are going today to vote and you have not voted yet, dropping off your ballot, you can still drop your ballot off and it's easy to do. But if you're going to vote, it does take time, somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes to vote, even when you know how you are going to vote, because the ballots are so long. It's 4 pages. It's 2 pages front and back, but 4 pages long. Make sure you're an informed voter and be patient with the people in line around you. Don't leave the line. But if you look at location.maricopa.vote, I think is the website, you can see the wait times at voting locations, and you can choose any voting location close to you so that you can cast your vote.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.